Welcome to online lecture series in organic chemistry, and we are discussing about the refining of metals by different operations or techniques. Next technique is zone refining. This method it is used for purification of semiconductors such as germanium, silicon and gallium. And by using zone refining technique, ultra pure metal and non-metal is obtained. What is the principle of this technique? When an impure metal is melted and allowed to cool or solidify, the impurities move away from the solid, especially solid region, and try to remain distributed in molten state. This is the principle of zone refining. Generally, noble gas atmosphere is maintained in order to avoid the oxidation of resulting element, metal or non-metal, and this is the typical diagram for zone refining. Now here the impure form of semiconductor such as silicon or germanium is made into a rod. This is the rod of semiconductor or metal rod. Then the rod is placed horizontally with one end of the rod surrounded by inert gas. It is then heated with a circular heater which is fitted around the rod while slowly moving along the rod. The heater, it is circular and it is movable along this rod. So this is the construction. Now at the heated zone, the rod melts, and as the heater passes on, pure metal crystallizes where the impurities pass into the adjacent molten part. So in this way, impurities are swept over one end to other end. These impurities collect in the last zone, and then the end of that particular rod it is discarded. So technique is very simple. This is the rod, there is a circular heater, and actually this is the heater. So this heater is movable along this rod. Now initially, suppose a rod was here, so when this end is heated, then it will be melted, impurities will be there, remain in the molten state, and when slowly this heater it is moved to the right side, then this molten zone shift to the right side and impurity try to retain in molten zone. So slowly this molten zone it is moved towards the right side. So with this molten zone, impurities also shift to the right side. So this process is repeated for 2-3 times, and thereby the right side portion of the rod it will be rich in impurities, and rest of the portion of this metal rod it will be free from the impurities. So this is the zone refining technique applicable for semiconductor. Now we are going to discuss about the metallurgy of copper. So copper is one of the metal used by a man, especially Greeks and Romans obtained copper from the Cyprus and gave the name cuprous. First of all, occurrence of the copper occur in chalcopyrites as a chalcopyrite or copper pyrites. Its formula is CuFeS2. Then another important mineral of the copper is copper glans or chalcocite, it is Cu2S. Then another important mineral is malachite, it's green colored, CuCO3, CuOH twice. Then azurite, the molecular formula is twice CuCO3, CuOH twice, it's blue colored. And cuprite, it is also called as red copper alloy ore, and its formula is Cu2O. So these are the some minerals of copper. Now extraction of copper from copper pyrites, and we are going to discuss the physico-chemical principles involved in the extraction process. So first of all, the copper is actually mainly extracted from copper pyrite, that is CuFeS2, and extraction of copper from copper pyrite involves concentration, roasting, smelting and bessemerization process. Now first of all, concentration. The ore obtained from the mines, it is broken down into small pieces by using jaw crusher, and then it is pulverized. After that, the fine powder, it is concentrated by using froth flotation process. The detailed operation or detailed froth flotation technique, it is explained in earlier video. After concentration of this ore by froth flotation technique, the relative concentration of copper in copper pyrite increases from 15% to 35%. Initially in copper pyrite, the percentage of copper is 15%, and after concentration it becomes 35%. So this is the first step, that is concentration of copper pyrite. The next step is roasting. The roasting of the concentrated ore, it is carried out in multiple hearth roaster by using free supply of air. Roasting is carried out at 823 Kelvin, and during roasting operation, copper pyrite, it is converted into mixture of sulfides like iron sulfide, that is FeS, copper sulfide Cu2S, which are practically, initially it was not there, but after roasting, these iron sulfide and copper sulfide, these are formed, which are partially oxidized. Copper sulfide and iron sulfide gets partly converted into their corresponding oxides also during roasting. At the same time, some of the impurities like sulfur, arsenic, antimony, these are converted into volatile oxides which are removed during the roasting. The large amount of sulfur dioxide released during the roasting, it is removed continuously and collected in separate vessel, and it is further used for the manufacture of sulfuric acid. Okay, so after roasting, ore is a porous, or texture of the ore will be improved, it become more porous, and the roasted ore mainly contains Cu2S, that is copper sulfide, iron sulfide, FeS, and there is a cuprous oxide Cu2O, FeO, along with some other non-volatile impurities. Now the reactions involved during roasting are, this is the copper pyrite. This copper pyrite, when heated at high temperature at 23 Kelvin in presence of oxygen, then there is a formation of Cu2S and FeS, as I said. Along with, there is a formation of sulfur dioxide which is collected and used for manufacture of sulfuric acid. This Cu2S, it is further oxidized and there is a formation of copper oxide. This reaction is less favorable. This can be known by physico-chemical principles. Whereas iron sulfide FeS gets oxidized and there is a formation of FeO, this reaction is more favorable. Whereas impurities like sulfur, arsenic, antimony, these are oxidized into volatile oxides, SO2 or arsenic oxide, antimony oxide, etc. What are the physico-chemical principles involved during roasting? As I said, the conversion of copper sulfide to copper oxide is less favorable, and iron sulfide to iron oxide, it is more favorable. This can be known by physico-chemical principle. So when the concentrated copper pyrite ore is heated in presence of air at high temperature, FeS gets converted into FeO and Cu2S gets converted into Cu2O, but only a small amount of Cu2S is oxidized to Cu2O as compared to oxidation of FeS to FeO. So this can be understood by Illingham diagram. This is the Illingham diagram. Illingham diagram is a graphical representation of a plot of standard free energy, that is delta G0, of the formation of metal oxide or metal sulfide versus temperature. Here delta G0 values are taken along the y-axis and temperature along the x-axis. So this diagram shows the relation between temperature and stability of the compound, and this is the relation delta G0, it is equal to delta H0 minus T delta S0. This is the standard enthalpy, delta S0 it is a standard entropy, delta G is standard free energy. Now we know that greater the negative value of standard free energy, greater is the stability of that particular compound. So for stability of compound, Gibbs free energy, standard Gibbs free energy must be more negative, and from this diagram it is clear that the formation of FeO takes place at more negative Gibbs free energy values. Gibbs free energy value for FeO, it is more negative, that is it is in between minus 320 to minus 480. So formation of FeO has more negative Gibbs free energy values, whereas formation of Cu2O, it takes place at little bit upper portion of Illingham diagram. So the compounds appearing at the bottom of Illingham diagram are stable. So here FeO is more stable as compared to CuO, and therefore formation of FeO, it is more favorable, whereas formation of Cu2O, it is less favorable. This can be known by physico-chemical principle or Illingham diagram. This is the Illingham diagram. So as I explained here, delta G0 for FeO is more negative than that of Cu2O at 823 Kelvin, and therefore Cu2S undergoes thermal decomposition less readily than FeS. Hence only a small amount of Cu2S is oxidized to Cu2O as compared to the formation of FeO. So this is what is physico-chemical principle involved during the roasting.